Hello friend, welcome to my YouTube channel 5 Minute Pediatric. Today we will discuss about congenital adrenal hyperplasia. This topic is complex, so I have tried to make it simple so that you can understand it easily and you can solve the question related to congenital adrenal hyperplasia easily, because one or two questions frequently asked in every examination. So before going to congenital adrenal hyperplasia, we must understand the how the steroid is synthesized. So first of all, steroid biosynthesis. So first of cholesterol is converted into pregnenolone. So here we have enzyme ACTH along with desmolase. Okay, desmolase you can remember. Next step we have pregnenolone converted into progesterone. Here we have 3 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase. Here similar enzyme 17 pregnenolone converted into 17 hydroxyprogesterone in the presence of 3 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase. Here same enzyme. This step required 3 hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, now progesterone and 17 hydroxyprogesterone, both these converted into, here progesterone converted into deoxycortisone in the presence of 21 alpha hydroxylase enzyme. Same 17 hydroxyprogesterone converted into deoxycortisol. Here you can remember DOC and DC. Here DC deoxycortisol and deoxycorticosterone is DOC. Now deoxycorticosterone converted into corticosterone in the presence of 11 beta hydroxylase enzyme. Similarly, we have deoxycortisol converted into cortisol in the presence of 11 beta hydroxylase enzyme. And finally corticosterone converted into aldosterone. One more enzyme here we have for this step, we have 17 alpha hydroxylase. Okay, 17 hydroxylation occur here. So pregnenolone converted into 17 hydroxypregnenolone in the presence of 17 alpha hydroxylase enzyme. And this step mediate progesterone and 17 hydroxyprogesterone 17, and this step we required 1720 lyase enzyme, this step. Okay, now you can remember here 3 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase, 21 alpha hydroxylase enzyme and 11 beta hydroxylase enzyme. We will learn what are the manifestation if the deficiency of particular enzyme occur. Now we will learn about deficiency of 21 hydroxylase enzyme. Okay, 21 hydroxylase deficiency. So if there is 21 hydroxylase deficiency, here 21 alpha hydroxylase enzyme is required. So this step is blocked here. So all the precursor get diverted to this way. So we do not have this pathway from mineralocorticoid, this pathway from glucocorticoid. So here we do not have mineralocorticoid, no glucocorticosteroid. All the precursor 17 hydroxyprogesterone, 17 hydroxypregnenolone here diverted to the formation of androgen. So we have excess androgen. Based on enzymatic activity, we have salt wasting form, simple virilizing and non-classing. Both of these are called classic type and this is non-classic type. based on enzyme activity. So in salt wasting form, no or nil enzymatic activity is present. Okay. In simple virilizing form, 1 to 2% enzymatic activity is present, and in non-classic form 20 to 50% enzymatic activity is present. So here if we look for aldosterone synthesis, okay, here it is low, here it is normal, and here it is also normal. Okay. If we look for virilization, in salt wasting form there is severe virilization. Okay. Here virilization is moderate to severe in virilizing form, and non-classic form none to mild virilization. Okay. Now we have salt wasting form. This is the most important, and if you miss this condition, the child is gonna die. Usually this child present in emergency in 10 to 14 days with manifestation of glucocorticoid deficiency plus mineralocorticoid deficiency, that is comes with hypotension, hyponatremia, hyperkalemia, hypoglycemia, and weight loss. These are the usually presentation, or child comes with diarrhea and shock. If you won't diagnose this condition, child is gonna die. Okay, 10 to 15 days, a neonate present with diarrhea, dehydration, shock, you must think one of the differential if you get lab finding as hyponatremia, hypokalemia, hypoglycemia. Okay. Suppose if there is androgen excess inside the mother's womb, then what will happen to the baby? Okay, this is womb, and before 8 to 10 week there is no gonadal differentiation. Okay, so after 8 to 10 week, either this gonad differentiated into male or female. So if androgen axis is male, the male is usually seems to be normal at birth. Okay. While female present with clitoromegaly and plus urogenital sinus, that is a female child present with ambiguous genitalia. This question is also commonly asked. If a female present with ambiguous genitalia, we must have 21 alpha hydroxylase deficiency as one of the common differential. Okay. Now if the androgen excess after birth, so what happens to male and what happens to female? Okay, the male is tall in childhood. I am saying the male is tall in childhood, but the thing is that there is premature closure of epiphysis. So the adult height is stunted. Adult height is stunted. In female, the clitoris getting large and enlarged. Breast development, menstruation may not occur in this female. Okay. Now we have treatment for this. We have glucocorticoid deficiency, we have mineralocorticoid deficiency. Okay, so we must replace by giving glucocorticoid. In the dose is 20 milligram per meter square per 24 hour per oral TDS. Okay, this dose should be increased in or double in case of a stress situation. Okay, like a child undergoing surgery or something like that. If you treat inadequately to this child may develop TART. So what is the full form of TART? You can give me in comment. Okay, now the child is having mineralocorticoid deficiency, so give fludrocortisone at a dose of 0.1 to 0.3 milligram per day in 2 divided dose. The child also required sodium supplementation. Another newer approach to give anti-androgen because there is androgen excess for improving outcome. And surgical treatment for ambiguous genitalia, we have vaginoplasty and clitoral recession. Now, how will you diagnose this condition in prenatally and how to proceed in this case? If this mother is at risk, suppose the previous child is having CAH, so we can diagnose is perinatally before the gonadal differentiation. So start dexamethasone at 6 weeks of gestation. Okay, dexamethasone at a dose of 20 microgram per kg of the pre-pregnancy maternal weight, and perform chorionic villi sampling to determine sex and genotype. If it is female, continue this therapy. Okay, this is female child, you have to continue this therapy. Okay, you have to remember in 17 in 21 hydroxylase deficiency we have increased level of 17 hydroxyprogesterone. This question is also frequently asked. Okay, now we have deficiency of 11 beta hydroxylase enzyme. Okay, 11 beta hydroxylase, here we have 11 beta hydroxylase deficiency. So deoxycorticosterone and deoxycortisol, this is not converted into corticosterone and cortisol. So all this get diverted here and there is excess androgen, increased androgen. Okay, so if there is excess androgen, we have female with ambiguous genitalia, male usually normal at birth. Okay, but these child do not develop adrenal insufficiency. Why no adrenal insufficiency in this child? Because deoxycorticosterone has mineralocorticoid activity. Okay, so these child do not develop hypotension, no hypotension, no hyponatremia, no hyperkalemia. Okay, because deoxycorticosterone have mineralocorticoid activity. So the child required So here I have made mnemonics. If one comes first in any enzyme, there is hypertension. Okay, you can relate in other also. If one comes first, there is hypertension. In 21 hydroxylase deficiency, there is no hypertension because one comes later here. Okay, similarly in other enzyme we have 17 alpha hydroxylase deficiency, there is also no hypertension, there is hypertension. Okay, and now we have 17 hydroxylase deficiency. So here we have 17 hydroxylase enzyme is here, so there is no pathway for androgen and no pathway for glucocorticoid synthesis. So you can tell me what are the manifestation. Here we have what happens to male and what happens to female. As there is no androgen, male here present with ambiguous genitalia and female present with failure of sexual development at expected time of puberty. Here also mineralocorticoid excess, so these child present with hypertension, hypokalemia and hyponatremia. Okay, so you have to give glucocorticoids to this child. Okay, now we have 3 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase deficiency. Okay, here we have this enzyme, this step. So no mineralocorticoid, no glucocorticosteroid and no androgen. Okay, here we have dehydroandrostenedione, we call it DHEA. This is weak androgen. Okay, so no mineralocorticoid, so the child present with hyponatremia, hypokalemia and increased plasma renin. No glucocorticoid, but here we have weak androgen in the form of DHA accumulation. So here male and female both present with ambiguous genitalia. There is a precocious adrenarche and disordered puberty. Okay, so how will you differentiate between 3 hydroxy beta steroid and 21 hydroxylase deficiency? You can give me in comment how we will differentiate between these two conditions. Okay, thanks for watching. Kindly give your valuable comment if you have any query.